Before we jump to the reviews, first I have to address the state of underground music. If you hate great free underground music, then feel free to skip to this point here for the Cardi B review. But in January, there were 10 solid mixtapes. Putting this in perspective, on a usual month, I'm able to find 1 to 4 mixtapes max out of literal hundreds that I listen to. I went over a few of them, but I must admit that I'm proud to see the underground grinding through this pandemic. Just because the commercial game is trash and rather re-release and do deluxe editions doesn't mean that great music isn't out there. I severely doubt that this will sustain, but as long as that piff can, operate as a website with good volume instead of a low-budget do-it-yourself GoDaddy.com wannabe site, then this is a great omen for things to come. If only we had more people actually seeking out quality music instead of being spoon-fed some trash baby food, then the outlook of music would be so much better. Imagine life where your music playlist is filled with exclusives better than anything anyone could play, that you can download instead of having to stream and have to play the 6-song skip game or the random rule. And as a underground MC, you will be able to make a living without selling your soul to a label who gives less of a crap about you, who just wants to burn up the buzz that you built up for yourself just to discard you for the next. If only people were as serious about music as waiting in line for some damn shoes. People actually cared more about the music than the hype that's surrounding people. Maybe one day we can reach that point. If so, this channel would have been ground zero for the evolution of music, but too often I'm just so far ahead of the curve that people never catch up. It's frustrating. I'm really the only resource out here that can find people quality music consistently, but it seems no one wants to listen on a primitive level. Rather argue with me about trash MCs who couldn't rap if it was Christmas Eve. I hope I will eventually find the thing that sparks the masses to build around the underground market to get great music, but until then, we gonna keep pushing. This week on New Music Fridays, Cardi B, Up, Sex, Sex, Sex. What a surprise. I think everyone knew what this song was gonna be about when she first announced it. Honestly, it's a dope song. Good job, Offset. I guess I'm just mad that women have nothing else to talk about these days, then they wonder why they can't keep a man. Gotta argue with them because men love a toxic chick. Whoever listens to her for relationship advice, you just lost your man. That's worse than Steve Harvey advice. And it's not that she's clueless here. She intentionally does this and doesn't do it in her life. Ask her daughter, what does WAP sound like? She doesn't cook or clean, but she got that ring, huh? They speak in Japanese, you hit them with the karate chop. These are her bars. I bet people are going to love that just for it being short but stupid. Now, did you know that the Let 'em Run a Train ending isn't the original ending to this song? She originally said, told that Negro piece like Martin Luther King, and her marketing team was wise to edit you on that, Cardi, but you get no pass. Notice how Cardi to Nicki loved to twist black icons into disrespect, like how Nicki did Rosa Parks. If you think this is not deliberate, especially it being on February, then you are a fool. It's an enjoyable song with little thought needed to be invested. So this has #1 Billboard on the Hot 100 written all over it. Freddie Gibbs, GangSigns featuring ScHoolBoy Q. Classic Gibbs vibe. This is Grammy Award deserving Gibbs vibe right here. Not the music that he's been nominated, but will probably be snubbed for. Is ESGN2 actually a thing? See, the flow of this hook is more addictive than any cane that he sold in his life. ScHoolBoy Q though? Come on, man. I understand the authenticity of this song. Actual gang member on a song when the most memorable lines are related to throwing up gang signs, but I would prefer someone less overrated musically. Could we have gotten the game here? It would have been perfect if Nip were alive, to be 100 with you. And I know people love ScHoolBoy, but this is far from his best work, and his best work isn't exactly lyrically inclined. I still rock with his videos, his creativity, but his verses like this show you how limited of a musician he actually is. But let's not overlook the missing lyricism from Gibbs here too. The vibe of this track makes you overlook that we aren't getting bars, but you don't have to have bars in order to compose a good song. Disappointed to a lesser degree because we could have got a great song here. Instead, I'll settle for a good single. Let me save this to my playlist. Good stuff. Jed, Ballads featuring Conway the Machine. Clearly everyone must make their own variation of the Griselda style. Doesn't matter that it says dry as crackhead lips. This is what people think is hot, so we're going to be flooded with this even more than what Griselda has already been doing. Do you know how we can stand out? Let's use the absolute minimum of percussions, making it impossible to stay on beat because we weren't going to be on it to begin with. Disappointing because I rock with Jed. I still try to tell people how dope this belligerent concept was. And this was a solid attempt to infuse some flow into the style, but the lackluster production just takes your attention away from what he's spitting. 1-and-1, 2 shots, that's Sabonis. Sabonis being the son of a Portland legend who plays for the Pacers because Griselda does nothing but sports punchlines and Jed is just taking that to the next level, but somehow it still falls flat. While Conway's verse is a Conway verse. Nothing more, nothing less. Like a Walmart employee, he will never go beyond the time that he needs to clock out. It's just business, no passion. Did I expect more? Not really. I didn't even have high hopes when I seen the track and the feature. But one could hope, right? No. How dare you hope for good music? You'll take this song that's been regurgitated thousands of times with a twist of Sprite and you will like it because that's what the streets want, right? G-Eazy and Chris Brown provide. G-Eazy using the Return of the Mac sample? If there was ever a violation to unspoken rules of music, this is it. Ain't nothing macking about you, fam. And I already know people gonna be like, well, you know, he did pull Megan Thee Stallion. Man, Megan Thee Stallion got pulled by Tory Lanez. She clearly has a zaddy and immigrant problem, and it's no wonder that she got shot. The only legitimacy you have is having Chris Breezy do the hook. And honestly, this should have been his song. Hell, he raps better than you anyway. Sing your praises all day, hit the Whitney note. Now, that was a pretty good bar, but is that macking though? Sounds like simping to me. All I'm saying is if you can't differentiate from simping and magging, then you cannot sample the Return of the Mac. That's like showing up to the Super Bowl with a LeBron jersey on.